The book opens in the summer when Anna is 14 years old. She is a pretty, young, very sheltered teenager who has spent most of her time in her mother's care, sewing or praying with her younger sister Emily. Anna's mother, the Duchess, is overly strict with her daughters, and they are not allowed to dance, play music, or learn how to play cards. No one at court is even allowed a glass of wine after 9 p.m. Despite the strictness, though, Anna is happy and waiting for her marriage to the Duke of Lorraine's son in a few years. Anna's aunt and uncle come to visit her parents, bringing with them her uncle's bastard son Otto, who is 16. Anna is smitten by Otto and thinks him the most handsome youth she has ever seen. It is immediately clear to the reader that Otto feels the same way about Anna. Completely by accident, Anna and Otto end up alone together, but Anna is so naive that when Otto starts kissing her, she is scared she is going to get pregnant. Otto reassures Anna she won't become pregnant and convinces her to go much further than kissing, telling her it is harmless. Anna is very willing, but realizes after the fact that whatever she and Otto have done was meant for marriage. Anna's naivete is complete when she finds blood on her shift, and the reader realizes Anna has never had a period. She's still not really sure what they have done though, but she feels ashamed of herself and avoids Otto for the rest of his visit. Otto sends Anna a ring and a note telling her he loves her, but Anna is so upset and confused and terrified of anybody finding out what she has done, she doesn't reply to it. The summer ends and Anna realizes she is gaining weight. She decides to eat less, but still her stomach and breasts are growing. Her nurse, Mother Lova, tells her that lots of teenage girls gain a bit of weight, but it soon falls away when they grow. Anna's weight gain continues though, and she is dreadfully scared she is dying. Then a horrible thought occurs to her. What if she is pregnant? But she doesn't understand how that could be possible, because Otto told her they were being safe. I feel very sorry for Anna. Even though this storyline is completely fictional, Anna's dilemma is all too believable. Anna's nurse, Mother Lova, figures out that Anna is pregnant, and the whole story Anna has been keeping to herself for 5 months spills out. Her nurse is very understanding, but has to inform Anna's mother. The Duchess is very upset, but more understanding than you might think, because she understands Anna was very unaware of what was happening, and was taken advantage of, even though she was willing. She knew not what she did. Nobody is told about Anna's condition, and she is sent to a distant castle under the pretense that she is very unwell and needs fresh air. She gives birth easily, and the baby is quickly whisked away from her to be fostered, but not before Anna falls deeply in love with him, naming him Johann after her father. Anna then returns to court, and she has to act as if she has just recovered from a long illness, and is not pining for her baby. Anna is only 15, and cannot confide in anybody. Anna is deeply upset and unhappy, thinking about her baby constantly. This is a very dramatic opening to the book I was not expecting at all, and I was immediately enthralled to see where Alison Weir would take this plotline. I even flicked to the author's notes at the back of the book to make sure I was not reading about some newly discovered historical evidence. But I was not. Baby Johann is completely fictional. The book then jumps forward 4 years, to Anna's father dying of dementia and being hidden away from public view, just like she was 4 years earlier. This whole part of the book is very sad. Anna's brother Wilhelm is now the Duke, and he is even stricter than her parents. He has very strong views on women and their place in the world. He simply informs Anna that she is being put forward as a bride for the King of England, and it is a great honor. Anna is worried about marrying King Henry because she knows about his matrimonial career, but she also knows her duty and submits to having her portrait painted by Hans Holbein, even if she thinks the fact that Henry only wants her if she is pretty is very demeaning. She is also worried the king will be able to tell she is not a virgin and has borne a child, and she frets endlessly about anyone finding out her secret. Just as Anna is coming to terms with the fact she will be leaving her family, her country, and her home to marry a stranger, her brother Wilhelm starts prevaricating with the English ambassadors. He comes across as uppity and arrogant, as if he is doing the King of England a great favour. I have to admit I find Wilhelm obnoxious and extremely controlling. Wilhelm even brings up Anna's old pre-contract to the son of the Duke of Lorraine. For no real reason. I think he was simply trying to drag out negotiations. Finally, things are getting arranged after months of talks, and Anna realizes after talking to the English ambassador she has no Renaissance talents like singing, dancing, or music that the king likes, and she doesn't even speak any other language apart from German. King Henry seems to have considered this though, and has sent a woman called Susanna Gilman to teach Anna English. Anna really likes Susanna, and it seems like Susanna is Anna's first female friend outside her family, which is quite a sad thought, as Anna is now in her mid-20s. Susanna Gilman is the main character in Alison Weir's short story The King's Painter, which I plan to review at some point in the near future. Anna is struggling to learn English, and there is an argument between the English envoys and Anna's mother over what style Anna's trousseau should be made up in. Anna's mother thinks English fashions are indecent, and has everything made up in the bulky German style. The gowns are heavy with goldsmith's work and fine fabric, but Anna thinks from the looks on the English ambassador's face, they will not be suitable. Everything is now ready for Anna to depart for England, when Mother Lova brings Anna's 5-year-old son to visit her. Johann is presenting a jewel as a gift for the city he lives in, but Anna and Mother Lova are the only people who understand the significance of the moment. It is a very touching scene, as Anna believes this is the only time she will ever see her son. Anna decides she will be a mother to Henry's 2 younger children and smother them with her frustrated maternal affection. Anna sets out on her long journey to England, which even though it is magnificent is marred by bad weather and the presence of her cousin Otto and his new wife Hannah. Anna is shocked her mother allowed Otto to accompany her, but understands that leaving him out would be even stranger. In Antwerp, Otto approaches Anna while he is alone in a garden and apologizes for his past misconduct. Anna is very touched and wants to tell him he has a son, but is too afraid to. Anna finally arrives in Calais, but they are delayed there over Christmas by bad weather. When entering the city, Anna is put out to see the citizens laughing at her and her maid's clothing. While waiting in Calais for the wind to change, Anna hosts a dinner party and learns how to play cards. She is becoming very aware, though, through socializing, that she lacks courtly accomplishments, and is still very worried King Henry will know that she is not a virgin. Anna discovers a portrait of the young Henry while exploring Calais Castle and thinks he is very handsome. She is happier after seeing the portrait and believes she can come to love the man in it. I like how Alison Weir did the switch about here with the portraits and not getting what you expected. While in Calais, Anna continues to work hard at her English but is making slow progress. Anna is becoming fonder of Susanna though, who acts as her translator. She considers Susanna her best friend, which is very touching. When Anna finally boards her ship for England, we get to meet Mary Boleyn for a few minutes, which I really enjoyed. I just love how beautifully Alison Weir weaves all her novels together, and there's all these little Easter eggs to find. Anna is horribly seasick though, and her boat lands at night, and she is greeted by lots of lords and ladies, including the Duke of Suffolk, Archbishop Cranmer, and the frosty Duke of Norfolk. Anna is smart enough to realize, though, Norfolk is frosty due to Anna's supposed Protestantism. The weather in England is terrible, and Anna is frozen solid as she makes her way to Canterbury to meet the king. Then comes New Year's Day, and the fateful bull baiting at Rochester. Fun fact, I have been to Rochester. I was there last year for 3 days to attend a friend's wedding. I got to see the castle from afar, but unfortunately I didn't get to visit it due to being busy with wedding stuff, but I digress. Anna has never seen a bull baiting before and is watching it avidly. When a group of men arrive to present a gift from the king, they are all dressed in strange clothing and seem overfamiliar. The fattest man of the company presents Anna with the gift and then kisses her on the lips. Anna is disgusted and dismisses them, returning to watching the bull baiting. Then the men return, all wearing different clothes, and Anna is horrified to discover the fat man is the king. She is very worried she has offended him, and horror-struck at what he looks like. Anna was expecting the young man in the portrait she's seen. Honestly, I think this was a little naive of Anna, as the portrait could have been painted up to 20 years ago, when Henry attended the Field of Cloth of Gold. Then there follows a very awkward private meal between Anna and Henry, with Susanna attending to translate. After the awkward meal, Anna weeps out her heart to Mother Lova privately, lamenting how ugly and fat and smelly her new husband is. Anna travels on to her official meeting with the king at Blackheath, gaining more attendance as she travels. She instantly likes Margaret Douglas, who is kind to her, and she finds it hard to believe Catherine Howard is only 19 because she is so small. The English maids and ladies and the German maids and ladies are cold to each other though, and Anna is worried about factions forming in her court. The English ladies show open disapproval for Anna's German clothing, which upsets Anna deeply because her mother took so much care having the garments made. Margaret Douglas stands up for Anna though, saying the dresses look more comfortable because they don't have trains. The king is very polite and courteous to Anna at their meeting on Blackheath, and she hopes their first meeting can be forgotten. Anna is waiting for the king to tell her what time their wedding will take place the next day, when he sends a gentleman to tell her the wedding has been put off for a few days, because her German attendants have not brought proof that her betrothal to the Duke of Lorraine's son was formally annulled. Anna is bewildered by this, as she was never formally betrothed to the Duke of Lorraine's son because she was too young, and makes a statement to that effect. Anna thinks all this is mad because she is already in England and it should have been sorted out before she arrived. Anna agrees to make a formal statement that her betrothal was formally broken, and the king seems satisfied by this. On the morning of their wedding, she is very nervous but hides it well. Dressing in her wedding finery, she feels beautiful, and the wedding goes ahead without a hitch. But Anna is nervous the entire time, thinking of her wedding night and her lack of virginity. She is also worried the king doesn't like her, and is only marrying her because he can't get out of it. After the wedding ceremony, there is a feast and dancing, but Anna doesn't know how to dance and is terrified when the king leads her out on the floor. She doesn't want to make a fool of herself. Anna and the king dance the pavane together, and Anna gets through it without making an embarrassment of herself. But then it is time for the formal bedding, and Anna is shaking with nerves. When Anna and Henry are formally put to bed, she is very embarrassed about men being able to see her in her night clothes. Anna also suddenly remembers she has forgotten to put a needle under her pillow to prick her finger for a show of blood after the fact. Then everyone leaves Anna and Henry alone together for the first time. Anna laments the fact she is not more proficient at English, as Henry starts talking to her and touching her. He says something about being able to please a woman, and then pulls up her night rail ready to lunge, but then he doesn't move, he just stares at her breasts and belly for a long time. Anna shrinks inwardly with embarrassment, but then realizes Henry is staring at the faint silver stretch marks on her stomach that her pregnancy left. Then he moves away, saying he is tired, and Anna is fully aware Henry knows something is wrong with her. Anna cries about her wedding night to Mother Lova the following morning, but Mother Lova assures her that Henry is just old, fat, and impotent, and Anna has nothing to worry about. But even though Henry tries a few more times, he never manages to be intimate with Anna. Instead, they fall to talking or playing cards. Anna falls into the routine of the court easily, and eventually Henry gives up even trying to be physical with her. Anna is sad at the prospect of no love life and no more children, but she knows she can bear it. I find it interesting that unlike with Henry's previous 3 queens, he never gives Anna the queen's jewels, and I think this is a sure sign he was never fully invested in the relationship. Anna is asked by the king via messenger to stop wearing German fashions, and she is very upset by this, because now her trousseau, lovingly put together by her mother, is useless and must be altered. She is also deeply hurt by the fact the king did not ask this of her in private. Anna starts wearing English gowns and finds them much more comfortable. The downside is she feels half naked in the low-cut bodices. Anna's German attendants go back to Kleves, happy, thinking Anna's marriage a success, and expecting her to be crowned and pregnant within the next few weeks. Anna keeps expecting her coronation, but it is postponed again and again. She eventually asks Henry about it, and he confesses to her that he cannot afford to crown her, so she gives up asking. Then there is a rumour circulated about the court that the king finds Anna's body repellent, and she knows the gossip had to have started with Henry. She is very upset by it, and she tries to confront Henry about the rumour in private, but her English still isn't good, and she comes across much harder than she meant to, and ends up having to apologise to Henry, even though he was the one in the wrong. Despite all this, though, Anna remains pleasant to the king, and she is growing fond of him. He is always polite to her and shows her small kindnesses. She thinks they will grow closer in time. Anna meets Prince Edward and likes the little boy, which strengthens her resolve to be a mother to Henry's younger children. While all this is going on, there is much political manoeuvring on the part of the Howards, and Cromwell seems very unhappy, but Anna is determined to stay out of politics. After mentioning to Henry once she thought Princess Mary should be restored to the succession, and feeling his wrath, Anna is as happy as she can be. She is even glad to have Henry back in her bed after Lent. But then there are jousts and feasts to celebrate May Day, and Anna notices the king flirting with Catherine Howard. She is a little upset by it, and asks Mother Lova and Susanna about Catherine. But on discovering that Catherine Howard is a pauper, Anna decides she has nothing to worry about. But then Anna notices Catherine and the king together a few more times, even though she is trying to be blind to it. Then she overhears gossip that the king has made Catherine Howard a gift of land and money. She asks Susanna if this is true, and Susanna tells her that the gossip about the king and Catherine is all over the court. Anna is shocked and deeply hurt that her friend, the lady she considered her best friend, Susanna, didn't tell her this gossip. But then, out of nowhere, Catherine asks to leave court, and Anna thinks all her problems are over, and sets about trying to enchant the king by wearing English fashions. During this time, there is a bit of political shifting that Anna feels the effects of slightly. The Duchess of Richmond, Mary Howard, is much more forward, and Thomas Cromwell sends Anna a message to be pleasant to the king, which Anna finds extremely irritating because she is always pleasant to the king. Then, out of what seems like nowhere, Cromwell is arrested for being a Protestant, and Anna is a little worried, but thinks to herself it has nothing to do with her really, because she is a good Catholic and the king knows this. Then Anna is told she will be moving to Richmond Palace because there is plague in London, but when she asks around, there is no plague in London, and she is confused by the lie. Anna likes Richmond, but is confused about being there, and starts to worry that she is there because Cromwell arranged her marriage. Then her stepdaughters, Lady Mary and the Lady Elizabeth, come to visit her and introduce themselves, and Anna is enchanted by the 6-year-old Elizabeth, and wishes to be a good stepmother to her, but is unsure about Mary, who is very cold until she confirms Anna is a good Catholic. Anna thinks it is obvious to anyone looking at Mary that the woman is deeply touched by grief and overly intense on the subject of religion and Anne Boleyn, and perhaps isn't the best person, considering her views of Elizabeth's mother, to be raising the child. The visit of Henry's daughters makes Anne more confident of Henry's good favour, and when he himself comes to visit her and they pass a merry afternoon together, she feels confident. The king says he will visit the following day, and Anna decides she is going to try and seduce him by wearing a low-cut English gown, and feels very good when she catches Henry looking at her breasts. But Henry seems distracted on the second day, and Anna is unsure of his feelings towards her. Anna goes to bed a little worried, but decides to put it from her mind. But then, in the middle of the night, she is awoken by Mother Lova, who says the king's commissioners are here to see her, and Anna is confused and bewildered, and immediately decides they are here because the king is dead. Why else would she have been awoken in the middle of the night? Her logic does make sense. The commissioners tell Anna the king has grave doubts about their marriage and wants to investigate it. Anna is confused by this and so grateful that Henry is alive that she wants to agree straight away. But her political brain makes her prevaricate and ask to see her ambassador, Dr. Hask. He takes quite a while arriving, and when he gets there he is hesitant to tell Anna what to do, or even give any advice, and Anna understands in that moment that this decision must be hers alone. After talking to some other people and getting their opinion, she agrees to let the church examine her marriage. Anna is very scared. The fates of Anne Boleyn and Catherine of Aragon are fresh in her mind, and she starts trying to figure out what she could do if the king decides he wants to divorce her. Anna is also petrified her secret will be discovered if she decides to put up a fight to save her marriage. The king obviously knows that she has borne a child, and she needs to protect herself and her son. But on the other hand, Anna doesn't want to let down Kleves, and is worried her divorce will mean the emperor is able to invade her brother's lands. Being a sensible woman, Anna decides to put her own safety first, and makes it plain that she will grant Henry a divorce if he is generous to her financially. She makes this decision over a couple of days, during which time Anna is harassed by the small council, and on tenterhooks she will be taken to the tower and never come out. Her own safety and protecting her secret are Anna's top priority. With this in mind, she decides she will stay in England, fearing that her divorce will displease her brother, Wilhelm, and if he discovers she has borne a child out of wedlock, he will murder her. When Anna's divorce is announced to her, even though she was expecting it, it is a shock, and she faints with relief because she has escaped death. Anna is still upset though, because she has lost the title of queen, but is happy she is now considered a member of the English royal family. Even if she thinks, like the rest of the world, it is very strange, she is now considered the king's sister. The only thing Anna asks for during her divorce is the possibility of being able to see the Lady Elizabeth, which speaks volumes to Anna's frustrated maternal instincts. Anna starts trying to settle into her new life when out of nowhere the ambassador, Dr. Hask, informs her the Privy Council have some damning evidence about Anna's body, which obviously came from the king directly. Anna is in terror, but tries to play it all off with indignation and embarrassment. But she isn't sure she sold the lie fully, and now she knows there is a gap between herself and her ambassador, Dr. Hask. There is also the fallout from her divorce to deal with. What will happen when the rest of Europe find out what Henry has done with his new wife? Henry's Privy Council are doing damage control and trying to force Anna to write to her brother Wilhelm, saying she is happy about her divorce. Anna refuses, firstly because she is terrified of Wilhelm, because he will think she has failed him and cost him an ally, and secondly because honestly she isn't happy about her divorce at all. Eventually, the small council show Anna a letter to Henry from Wilhelm, confirming he is not angry with her and that he is happy with the situation. Anna knows, however, that Wilhelm is not being completely open in his letter, however, and finds out through her ambassador that Wilhelm is very worried about her safety. This is not surprising considering the fate of Anne Boleyn. Then Anna feels bad about misjudging her brother. I was surprised Anna was so scared of Wilhelm's reaction because he was so kind to her when she left Kleves. But I guess in the context of the book, Anna is still very scared of anyone discovering she has had a baby. After this, Anna settles into her new life as a lady of leisure and means, keeping out of the public eye. She keeps busy by planning progresses to her new estates. But she is a little disconcerted at having received Hever Castle, because it formerly belonged to the Boleyns. Anna is living in quiet retirement when she is disturbed and told that there will be a visit from the king the next day. Anna flies into a frenzy, making everything perfect for His Majesty's arrival. When Henry arrives by barge, he is in an expensive mood, and much happier than Anna has ever seen him. They enjoy a meal together, and Henry compliments Anna on her table and how she has made Richmond into a home. Anna even thinks if Henry had been more like this during their marriage, they would have gotten along better. After the meal, Henry tells Anna privately he has remarried, this time to Catherine Howard, and she is not surprised, but she is a little hurt when Henry makes it blatantly obvious that he and Catherine have slept together. Anna is now under the impression that her body is repellent to Henry, but she has to admit to herself that it is Henry's newfound love that has transformed his mood. After the king has left, Anna's maids cluster around her, and they are all convinced the king is going to take Anna back because they accorded so well together. Anna tells them bluntly the king has remarried, to try and quiet the gossip, but the women immediately start calling Catherine a little slut and a homewrecker. But you can't really blame them. Anna has to be very stern with her maids, even though she agrees with them, and she reminds them very plainly that Catherine Howard is now their queen, and they must show respect, no matter what their private thoughts are. Unfortunately, for the rest of Henry's life, rumors that he will take Anna back stalk her relentlessly. Anna passes the next few months at Richmond, hosting famous courtiers. Anna enjoys playing hostess. Throughout the book, several times it is mentioned Anna enjoys wine and fine food to abundance. However, I do think it is odd that in this book, Anna never mentions anybody complaining that she smells bad or is overweight. As in the Lady Elizabeth and Innocent Traitor, the subject of Anna's weight and smell are brought up more than once, but I do think that is me just being nitpicky over Alison Weir's work, so pay no attention. During this time of waiting and feasting, Anna discovers Otto and his wife Hannah have fallen out, and she is intensely aware of Otto whenever he is around her. She even has to admit to herself that she would like a lover, which shocks her. After an appropriate interval of waiting, Anna goes on progress to visit her new houses, and there is a very touching moment when the Lady Elizabeth visits Anna at Hever and discovers the castle was her mother's family home. The interaction is mirrored in the Lady Elizabeth, which I really liked. It kind of felt like a crossover episode. Anna's progress is not all roses, though, as some of her new tenants she finds abrasive and far too forward. Anna also struggles with her staff, as many of them are infighting over pay rises, and she knows they are spying on her, and reading her letters, and reporting everything to the king. Dealing with people infighting is never fun, but I have no sympathy for Anna when it comes to the spying, as she took the decision to stay in England. And what did she really expect? She is still a foreign princess. Apart from the household quarrels and being horny, Anna is happy enough, and does a lot of entertaining. She even hosts the Princess Mary, who describes her new stepmother Catherine Howard as greedy, which I thought was an interesting view of Kitty Howard, and not one we got to see in The Tainted Queen. Mary also reveals there are rumours still that Henry will take Anna back. Anna thinks these rumours are ridiculous, but Mary obviously does not. After one happy evening entertaining the king, Anna comes across an upset Otto, who unburdens himself to her, telling him how he and his wife Hannah have lost a baby, and how their grief has destroyed their marriage. Overcome with sympathy for Otto and his loss, Anna decides to tell him that he has a son. Otto is delighted at finding out he has a son, but also very upset that their teenage fondling led to Anna having to have an illicit pregnancy and give the baby up for adoption, all on her own. They console each other about their failed marriages and not getting to see their son grow up, and then they fall into each other's arms and end up doing the dance that involves no pants right there on the Great Hall floor. Afterwards, Otto agrees that they should both do everything they can to help Johann, and their relationship is rekindled. It is a heartwarming scene, but it is completely fictional, and it stands out like a sore thumb in this highly accurate series. Otto then goes back to Germany to check on Johann. In the interim, Dr. Hast tells Anna that there are still rumours that Henry will take her back, and many people are gossiping that Anna has borne Henry a child. Anna thinks these rumours are scandalous, but is worried that people will actually believe them because they are too close to the truth for comfort. Otto returns from Germany and reports that Johann is very happy and well. They decide together they will wait for him to finish his apprenticeship and then try to maneuver to have him brought to England. Otto's travels to visit their son have brought he and Anna closer together, and they resume their affair with a feverish appetite. Anna is invited to court for Christmas, and even though she is nervous, she comports herself brilliantly and is a huge success. Anna now speaks English rather well, and she has a very merry time, but can't help thinking that if the court had been like this when she was married to Henry, everything would have been very different. Anna enjoys the company of her successor, Catherine Howard, and doesn't begrudge her anything. Anna is simply happy Catherine makes Henry happy, but she can't help noticing Henry looks older than ever, and thinks that perhaps Catherine is wearing him out. After Christmas, Anna has some big problems. Otto has got her pregnant again, and she is terrified, but thinks it can't be managed as it was managed before. I honestly think Anna is insane for being this reckless. She is as reckless as Catherine Howard ever was, if not more so, as Anna has already gone through all of this and knows the pain it will cause. Anna removes herself to one of her houses in the country and pretends to be sick for months, confining herself to one room, but it is all for naught, as she gives birth to a dead baby girl. This storyline is fictional and, dare I say it, a bit ridiculous. I know Alison Weir based this plotline on some of the gossip from the time about Anna having borne Henry a secret child, but I think it was a bit over the top to try and do the secret pregnancy thing twice in one book. The way this second pregnancy is written also reminds me, very much so, of the secret pregnancy in the Lady Elizabeth. Did anyone else see that similarity? And dare I say it, I believe the secret pregnancy in the Lady Elizabeth was better written and more believable. Anna goes back to her normal life, but decides not to restart her relationship with Otto as it is too risky. Then all hell breaks loose, as Catherine Howard's affair with Thomas Culpeper comes to light. Anna feels very sorry for Catherine, who has been punished with imprisonment in Zion Abbey, and cannot shake the idea that if her own secret was discovered, she would face a far harsher punishment. Then, as the king's marriage is annulled, Anna starts hearing a lot of rumours from different people, including her own ambassador, that the king is planning to take her back, and she sets herself in readiness to become queen again. Then the gossip mill starts whirring, and the small council come to question Anna about the rumours now circulating that Anna has borne the king a son. And the worst of it is, the rumours all started in Anna's own household, with her own maids. This is too close to the truth for comfort, and Anna realizes somebody guessed her condition, but simply got the facts muddled. Anna doubles down on the lie to save herself, denying everything, and eventually her maids confess to gossiping and things go back to normal. But the scandal has broken any chance of King Henry ever taking her back. Anna is relieved that she will not have to share a bed with Henry again, but also a little hurt that she will never get to be queen again. Anna's life is quiet. She goes to court a few times, and the king tells her he has a new lady love, Catherine Parr, but Anna knows, through hearing it in the gossip mill, that Catherine Parr is a Lutheran, and she is a little disturbed at the idea of the king marrying her, and she knows the Princess Mary feels the same way. Anna is a little hurt that the king insists she attend his 6th wedding, but decides not to let it bother her. Anna is much more upset at the idea of Kleves being at war with the Empire and slowly losing. Her mother's home castle is burnt by the Emperor's forces, and her mother barely escapes with her life. The poor lady dies a few days later of shock. Anna is grief-stricken and wants to help her family and her homeland, but knows she can do nothing because Henry will not go to war on her account. Anna dawns mourning and waits to hear the inevitable news that Kleves has surrendered. Trying to look on the bright side, she realizes it could have been much worse, and at least her brother is still the Duke. Life goes on quietly enough. Anna restarts her affair with Otto, and her household love her. Anna still has problems with some of her tenants though, and there is an ongoing saga about cutting down trees, which I found as dull as doornails. The book then jumps forward 4 years to the king's death, and Anna's deep sadness at losing him, as she considered Henry a close friend. But more than that, she knows he was her benefactor and protector in England. Anna is now very worried about the spread of Lutheranism in England under the reign of Edward VI. Anna has more pressing problems than religion though. Now that King Henry is dead, her allowance is being paid infrequently, and with inflation, Anna is slowly sinking into debt. The lack of money is now an ongoing problem throughout the rest of the book. It is even an obstacle to Anna marrying Otto now that his wife is dead. Because Otto is not a naturalized Englishman, Anna would lose all her income if she were to marry him. So they continue their affair in secret, and Otto even manages to bring Johann to work in Anna's household as a groom. Though Johann has no idea Anna is his mother, she is simply happy to have her child near her and the man she loves by her side. Anna starts cutting back on her spending and renting out some of her houses, but there still never seems to be enough money. Anna's money problems continue to get worse gradually, and she has to start making cutbacks in her household, which cause massive resentment with her servants. This infighting is very boring to read about, but it continues until the end of the book. Then King Edward dies, and there is the Jane Grey power grab. Anna has never met Jane Grey, but feels very strongly that Princess Mary should be queen. She stays out of the ensuing conflict and is relieved Mary is victorious, and she is very happy to take part in Mary's coronation procession alongside the Lady Elizabeth. Anna knows herself truly back in favour when the new queen grants her £5,000 to help with her money trouble. Anna is not in favour long, however. Even though she was not involved, the web of suspicion clouds her after the Thomas Wyatt rebellion. Anna feels as if she is reliving her divorce all over again, as she lives in a constant state of anxiety as she is questioned about the rebellion. The money from the court dries up again, and Anna is sinking back into debt, but at least the questioning has stopped. Anna is happy enough, but quite poor by royal standards. But then Otto finds a lump in Anna's breast. Anna thinks nothing of it and decides to ignore it, thinking it will go away on its own. At this point, though, the infighting in Anna's household has come to a head, brought about in no small part by Anna's increasing penury. One of Anna's servants has convinced Wilhelm that Otto and 2 other members of Anna's household are bad influences on her, and Wilhelm has ordered them all back to Kleves. Very upset by the order, Anna can do nothing to stop it, so resigns herself to the idea of Otto leaving, keeping close to the idea that he will be able to return sometime soon. By the time Otto has left, the lump in Anna's breast has grown much larger and very hard, and she is forced to seek the help of a doctor. But the doctor can do very little apart from soak a rag in urine and place it upon the lump. Not much help there. The lump, of course, grows progressively worse and is constantly painful, black and cankerous. Anna slowly loses her strength until she is unable to leave her bed, and it is on her deathbed that she calls for Johann and confesses everything to him, explaining that she is his mother and she loves him dearly. The scene is very touching, but a little too short, as Johann hugs her and tells her he loves her and forgives her. Soon after this, Anna passes from this life, imagining Otto holding her in his arms. I give this book 5 out of 10. The beginning of this book is brilliant because you do not see the illicit pregnancy coming, and of course Anna's marriage to Henry is extremely interesting reading. But after the divorce, nothing really happens. The infighting between Anna's household is very dull to read about, as is the arguments with her tenants, and Anna's second secret pregnancy is just overkill in my opinion. I understand Alison Weir had to do something to fill the remaining 250 pages after the divorce, but maybe she should have just ended the book there. There is no point trying to make a dull story interesting. This is the end of the Anna of Kleves, Queen of Secrets book review. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment to please the tyrannical YouTube algorithm and subscribe so you won't miss The King's Painter, which is the next video coming out in this Alison Weir series. You can also follow me on Instagram at Lady Jessica Riddell. Until next time, remember, God send me well to keep.